years ago, I was given a mandate. It was challenging, it was daunting, it was exciting, it was interesting. It was straightforward and simple to build the best place to work. Guess what? If you're watching this, it's my anniversary! Which excited me! Okay, hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. That was just paparazzi, you know, but if you're watching this, my 2 years anniversary, it's not easy to clock 2 years at Cowrywise. You know how it is, you know how we roll, you know how we do it. Anyways, enough of paparazzi. So yeah, I clocked 2 years on Cowrywise on this day that you're watching this video, and I told my friend and my director, my senior director, that I want to do a YouTube video, you know, and I put out a link that, okay, no, before we jump, let's not jump. You know me, Abi, my name is Emmanuel. I work at Cowrywise. I lead the people and culture at Cowrywise. Like 2 days ago, my friend asked me that, you know, like, what's exciting about 2 years at Cowrywise and why are you so big about it? So a couple of things, right? I mean, I'm not the first person to clock 2 years. My dear friend, you'll be seeing a picture at this point, Mobolaji clocked 2 years on the day that I'm recording this video, and it's really exciting, right? We've had people clock 5 years. Our OG, the senior designer, you probably see his picture pop up here. We've had Eno. I think Eno is my most, what's the word now? Most person that I like to work with. Right, I love to work with Eno. Eno clocked 4 years earlier this year. She's our CX manager. She has done that for 4 consecutive years, which I think is fantastic. I dare say that she's one of the best customer experience manager that we have in Nigeria, FinTech Nigeria. Tech Nigeria, yeah, I can brag, right? We've had people clock 3 years, Yami, Afo, Bashira, Aisha, you probably see their pictures pop up around there. So why am I so excited about 2 years when people have clocked 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? The reason is very simple. It's the first time that I'm clocking 2 years at any organization. If you've watched my YouTube video on how I got into HR, I will attach the link somewhere in the description. You will know about how I have moved. You know, I started out with tax, then I moved to G, where I did a bit of commercial litigation, risk analyst, financial clinical, then moved to HR support at GE before joining Cowrywise. So it's the first time I'm clocking 2 years at any organization, and I always look forward to a milestone like this. So yeah, please dance with me, celebrate with me, send me money, I'll put my account number, right? So I thought, you know, what should I do for 2 years? What should I do for people? What should I do for you that you're going to watch this video? So I put a form out a couple weeks back, yeah, like 2 weeks ago, and then I reshared the form yesterday, asking people to just ask me general questions. Everybody loves Cowrywise, everybody knows Cowrywise, everybody loves the culture at Cowrywise. Yes, we have an exciting culture, and I've led the people and culture for 23 months at least. So yeah, I got really exciting questions. So before this, what I thought I would come and do was to just talk about what it feels like working with Cowrywise, you know, talk about my most challenging moments, the most exciting projects I've worked on, what my advice for HR. But it was when I was thinking about that I felt, you know, let me ask people to ask me questions. And maybe then when I'm speaking, I will be answering the exact questions that people have asked. Are we together? Yes, we are. So we are going to go straight into question because even though it's 11 p.m., I still have one HR work to do tonight before I sleep. Yeah, that's part of it. So take a breather here. You can drink water. I'm about to drink water too. Okay, to the questions. So question number 1. I'm not going to read this question number 1. I'm going to read it later. So I'm going to number 2. Number 2, you work in an organization where you see the benefit of growing in your career. Yes. But your HR is always yelling when you make mistakes, knowing fully well you are new in the field. How do you manage that as an employee? Okay, so we all work in different environments. By the way, I've not gone through these questions before because I didn't plan to shoot this today, but my director was available and I was like, who am I? I am his, you know, lawyer and humble servant. That was just a joke. Yeah, so when you start out of career, I read a post by Oluwashe. I'm trying to remember her full name now. Hey, Oluwashe will shoot me. My name is Oluwashe. She's a business development analyst. 1 year ago, she was a business development intern. And at the beginning of her Medium post, see, this is why it's good to write journal your journey. She talked about, she made a quote by James Clear about how when you're starting your career, your best is just okay. So like that thing that you've done your very best, that it's your best, is just okay. So imagine that you spend 4 hours working on a document, and when you're done, I'm very sure if you're in the legal space, you can connect with this. Your partner just comes and says, oh, you know, what you wrote is nonsense, or you know, what is good can be better. So I think that's like the first thing. You have to treat the situation and the people differently. So there is a situation, you make a lot of mistakes, and then there is the people, the HR giving you feedback. So you have to continuously work on those mistakes. You have to ensure that you do not make one mistake 2 times. That's very important. I think that's one part of my career. Anytime I make one mistake 2 times, I always feel very horrible. I feel like a failure, right? So I think an hallmark of your career is to ensure that you do not make one mistake 2 times. You can make that one mistake once. When you take that correction, ensure that you don't make it twice. So my response would be like, treat the individual, the HR, and your challenge separately. Get better at your work, and then you can now give feedback to the boss or the HR manager or your manager's manager. Sometimes it might even be like your manager speaking to the HR to say, oh, you know, yeah, he makes a lot of mistakes, but it's actually improving. His article is now better, or his accounting is now better, that kind of thing. Do you get? Okay, yeah, I have to run. How did I transit into the fintech space as an HR professional? I would have to refer you to my video on how I got into HR. I've told that story a couple of times, but it's simple. I was with General Electric. There was COVID. I was on contract. I had to resign immediately. My contract ended because I could not get a full-time role, and Cowrywise opened up. I applied, and the rest is story. But like, there is a robust version, very nice version, and I'll put it there. What were the major things I did as an HR professional that has impacted you? I love this question so much. Number 1, I read one article every day for 180 days. I say that again. I read one HR article every day for 180 days. I think that does a lot of impact, because till now, I did that in 2020, by the way. Until now, there are a lot of things that I read then that I'm just still understanding. Like, guys, I'm not joking. Things I read in 2020 that when I was reading them, I did not understand, but like now I understand them. So 1, 2, I took professional exams. I felt like that was very helpful for me. I took CIPM, Chartered Institute of Personal Management. I took GPHR, Global Professional Human Resources. I think that those 2 certifications were really nice. 3, I joined HR communities, virtual communities. Shout out to HR Foundry. You guys have done a lot for me. Interestingly, I have a session with HR Foundry on my anniversary. So I joined HR Foundry. The thing about joining community is that you have to be very active. So I went for events, went for conferences, went for learning, paid for knowledge. Yes, I paid. There was one course that I paid for. That course is 37,500. To put it in proper perspective, I was earning 91,500. So look at your salary right now and ask yourself, can you divide your salary into 3? I carry the money, I can't use it to learn the course. Yeah, bro, I wanted to learn something and I carried 37,500 to pay for the course. Interestingly, I didn't know that the academy organizing that course have like a community. So immediately you graduate, the course is from Presita Academy, by the way. So shout out to Presita Academy. So West Academy is managed by Shegun Akiode. So I'm giving him PPL. He's one of the best compensation benefits specialists in Nigeria. I am not bragging. He's very good. So I took that course and then I joined the community and stuff. So yeah, I've mentioned 3 things. 1, I read 280 articles in 6 months. 2, I took professional exams. 3, I took professional courses. 4, I joined communities. 4, I attended events, a lot of events, and I networked with a lot of people. I know that networking is glitchy. Maybe one day I will sit down and do a YouTube video on just networking. But yeah, those 4 things. Have you had challenges or regrets working at Cowrywise as a people and culture lead? Regrets? No, absolutely not. I still wrote it in my diary yesterday. Yes, I have a diary, guys, and I journal. It's one of the ways I stay sane in this very chaotic environment. So I wrote it in my diary yesterday, asking myself, what has the 2 years been like? Did I learn? Did I gain? Will I want to redo these 2 years again? I mean, like, I get offers. Okay, yeah, am I supposed to see that on camera? Yes, I can. Yes, I get offers a lot. I've gotten a lot of offers, a lot. Emphasis on a lot. And I started getting pushed since like so I journal my story a lot. If you're my friend, you will know. So I started getting offers on my 250th day at Cowrywise. Meaning I had not even gotten to 1 year. I got an offer when I was at 1 year. But this year, I don't know what is going on in the HR space. I've gotten a lot of offers and I'm still here, right? So, yeah, regrets, no. Challenges, yes, a lot. This week, what is this week? Today, I shut down my system and I took a walk for 30 minutes because some people were really annoying me. And it's interesting because, which is another thing as a professional that you have to learn. You have to continuously learn how to separate people from their role, how to separate role from an action. I'll give you a classical illustration. One of the most recurring conflicts at the workplace is HR versus finance. Ask any standard organization, HR and finance are always fighting. Or 9 out of 10 times. So, if for example, you are fighting with finance, you have to understand that, this person, this action was not taken this person is not a bad person, right? Maybe it's the action that is bad, or maybe it's the action that is not thought through, that kind of thing. So yes, I've had a lot of challenges. My number one challenge is, of course, is managing my stakeholders. Number one, finance. There are challenges of, talent almost rejecting your offer, even though we have a very good offer acceptance rates above 90%, about 93%. But I've had like 1 or 2 very heartbreaking scenarios. In fact, one of them was my acquaintance, my friend. And it was really heartbreaking. In fact, it almost affected our friendship. I'm happy he did it. He declined our offer. Like, why would you decline our offer? Because I actually pitched her, right? Of course, she went through all the processes and all that. Because I pitched her because I knew she was signed and she rejected our offer. So the next question, what do you think is the best way for someone to transition fully into HR? It's been quite tough for me. I'm so sorry, love. My heart goes to you. I know how tough it could be. If you can, could you please highlight actionable steps? So again, you have to watch my previous video. I really have to attach the link. How to get into HR. So how I got into HR, because I feel like I answered this through. There's no 2 or 3. One thing I've noticed that there's no 2 or 3 way, but there are just some things that you consistently do. For instance, one of my friends got a global role as a data analyst with Bloomberg yesterday. I won't mention her name. But she studied HR. It's interesting. I started her career in HR and she moved to data. Right? So it's the same. I've noticed it's the same principle across board. 1, show genuine interest in the next thing you want to do. Genuine interest means you are taking courses, you are actively volunteering, you are showing up at events that you want to attend. 2, write about your new field. So I reviewed someone's CV 2 days ago. This person was in finance. I was trying to move to HR, and when I saw her resume still spelled finance. Do you understand? So if you're moving to HR, yours from finance, for instance, your CV should not be finance. You should already start indicating that you have keen interest in HR. You probably have 1 or 2, 3 courses that you take on. Somewhere you volunteered, an article you've written. Anybody, that's one thing people miss out. You can get a lot of opportunities through writing. I feel like it's the law guys that have hacked this thing. As someone who has a background in microbiology, you can write an HR article that HR managers will be like, who wrote this article? I wrote an article on gender parity recently. I didn't even research. It was a 10-15 minutes research. And global DEI guys, DEI means diversity, equity, and inclusion, were leaving comments under my post, just an article. I've gotten an invitation to BBC UK virtually before because of an article I wrote on gender wage parity. So, write, show off, etc. But again, you have to watch my video. I talked a lot. I want to answer questions that I've not addressed before. Employees, I like this question. Yes. Employees at Cowrywise seem really happy. What did I do? I gave them love portion. How did I manage them? So you have to visit our core values to answer this. We're a very open company, and it doesn't even mean that we laugh. I just told you a few minutes ago that I closed my system because a set of people annoyed me. But one, we have a very open communication. That means that I can walk up to say, oh, you annoyed me, and this is how you annoyed me, and this annoyed me. Right? We leave whatever you see on our website. We leave it open and honest communication, empathy. We just came back from an hangout, and someone was telling, we played the game, and during the game, someone was like us, it was, you know what this game is, Sha? So someone was like, oh, our CEOs did not have empathy when he was trying to play that game, right? So we try as best as possible to live out our daily values, right? We live it out in our daily activities, and life is just easy. I must say, we have I'm not bragging. We have, and you will know why I'm not bragging at the end of this video. Please stay tuned, don't run away. There's a surprise for you at the end of this video. Stay tuned, yes. So I'm not bragging when I say we have very forward-thinking HR policies. Forward-thinking means that we are not reactive, we are proactive. I can't start going through our policies so that I don't copy and paste, And some of them are also very, very confidential, but I tell you, I can beat, I don't want to beat the mic. I can beat my chest, to tell you that we have one of the most amazing HR policies in Nigeria. as far as the startup place is concerned. So yeah, one, we live our values. We live it. We do not, they are not just core values. They are things we live every day. Two, we are very open. Everybody can tell anybody anything, like no rubbish. Like, you're free to express yourself, free to say. Three, I think we are very concerned about the people we bring in. So our culture interview is very important. We have to, 9 out of 10 times we are culture fit. And it's very interesting because when we hire people that are not culture fit, sometimes we hire people because they are extremely good technically. So we're like, oh, we need a talent, he's extremely good, let's hire him. 9 out of 10 times when we make that decision, the person ends up leaving. So we hire extremely culture fit people. So it's just like you are bringing a plug and you just join Cowrywise, boom, and you fit in. I remember, and this is one of my favorite phrases I tell people when they are onboarding. This was one of my friends when we clocked 6 months at Cowrywise, and when we were doing it, she was like, it only takes a day to be a stranger at Cowrywise. That means that if you come into Cowrywise today, you will not be able to differentiate who joined us last week from who joined us like 6 months ago. Yeah. I want to rush so that my director will edit 2 hours video, you know. How do I manage my time? Don't let me answer that one now. I will answer it, but trust me, I don't manage it today. I'm not sleeping till 4 a.m. That's bad time management. But yeah, I'll probably talk about that later. I want to answer things that's to like HR, Cowrywise, etc. What has been my greatest challenge? So I've sort of answered it. People are the most, I think that managing people are the most difficult to manage. My friend, Cornelius. Shout out, Cornelius. I'm giving a shout out now. Watch my video. Was appreciating me 2 days ago, and was telling me about how he thinks HR is the most difficult job because there's no manual. Like if you're you're an engineer, you can, watch something. If you are my guy now, you can watch how to use Adobe to edit or how to use whatever tools you will use to make this video look very nice. But as an HR person, yes, you can read articles. Yes, we can. But there's nothing that told me, for example, that I'm coming to manage, that when I joined Cowrywise will be 18, and 5 weeks after will be 23, and 1 year after will be 36, and 2 years after will be 50. And I joined Cowrywise at 18. Nobody told me that at some point I'll be managing people that have a lot of more years experience than I do. So like there's no template, right? Because you're managing people, you have to continuously adapt, continuously innovate. And I think that's really challenging. Also, the fact that you can't predict people. If you want this code and you give you error 404, you know another code to run. So I'm using code, I'm the text based, If you do this design and it's looking somehow, you know what to change. You can change 000 black to 00020 black. But like there's no way you know people, you can predict them, right? So I think that's really the most challenging. Are there internship program in your company? Yes, I was going to answer this when I saw it. Yes, we don't publicize our internships because they are strictly for now, as of today, that I'm shooting this video. Our internships are strictly for our campus ambassadors. So if you're an undergraduate, please go to cowrywise.com. I'm very sure that my editor will put it here. So cowrywise.com/ambassadors. You probably see some fine pictures of ambassadors too pop up here. So apply, then you can apply for internships. So the next question, right, is I like this question too. I like it so much because Gen Zs. Hi Gen Zs, you guys are my favorite people. Sure, my best friend is a Gen Z, so now my bestie will be here. So my bestie is not a Gen Z. His name is Elijah Bola. Then my best friend, his name is Michael Oladile, is a Gen Z, and half of the things I'm doing this life is the one that cost it. It's the one that made sure that I bought an iPhone. I was using Techno before. Anyway, back to the question. What's the biggest challenge with working with Gen Z staff, and how do I resolve this challenge? Well, wherever you are, I can feel your pains. Like I'm sending virtual hugs. So one, win their trust, win their respect. Understand that there's a different way they think. One of the challenges I have as a millennial working with people that are like ahead of me, especially people that have 10 years experience, 8 years experience is, especially, so we've hired people from very structured companies, Stanbic IBTC, PwC, I don't want to shade companies. And they're coming to Cowrywise and they're bringing due processes about everything, and I'm like, you could have just sent me a Slack message. Why are you sending me all this episode and email? So that's the way I am thinking about them. Is the way Gen Z thinks about us. So why are you so serious? Why is everybody looking so stiff? Why are you sending me official email when you can send me a WhatsApp message or a Slack message? Do you get? So you have to be able to think from their perspective. One, you have to win their trust. When you win their trust. Second, you have to win their respect. That means that you have to know your stuff. So win their trust, win their respect. I dare say that every Gen Z I've managed, I've had a similarly good time managing them. And those I manage currently, we have a good time. So 3 things. win their trust, win their respect. To win their respect, you have to be very good at what you do. I have to respect that they are good at what they do. Then I think other things will fall in place. Understand their idiosyncrasies. That's big English. Understand how they think and how they live. For example, you can't ask a Gen Z to resume by 9 a.m. and not give reason why they should resume by 9 a.m. The person will say, why? Why should I resume by 9 a.m.? Oh, come to the office today. Why should I come to the office? A normal person, we say, oh, okay. Yes, we are coming to the office. We have happy hour on Friday. The NG is asking, so why should I come to the happy hour? Like, why? What are people giving me? Who told you that I'm not happy at all? Must I come to your happy hour, right? So you have to give me no reasons. You have to convince the person. Do Gen Zs have excesses? Yes, absolutely. But can they be managed? Yes. So remember, first, win their trust. Let them know they can trust you. Let them know you are their brother, their sister, their sibling, their whatever. So win their respect. To win their respect, you have to be very good at what you do. And I think that's what everybody has. Anybody, not just Gen Z, as Cowrywise. I've had one really difficult Gen Z before. And that's how I want. Like, she knows that I'm good at my stuff, right? Okay, you have to just not listen to them. You have to understand them. Then you have to be able to convince them about things because they will question you about anything. Don't see it that way. They just question. I remember one of the very popular person, Gen Z's that managed, she would send me a Slack message and I'm like, what is this? Like, how do you even wake up and type this and send to someone? But sorry, that's Gen Z for you. They don't care. They're going to tell you how exactly they feel. You've seen them on Twitter, right? So that's it. How do I balance being productive, having fun, and friendship with so many people? Oh my, this looks like a personal question, so I will skip. Okay, let me address it. And so I don't think I'm the most productive person, but I have routines, so my routines help me. Having fun and friendship, hey, I don't know if I have enough fun, but friendship is something entirely different. I probably have to do a YouTube video. Now, from these questions, I've seen other topics. I asked you people, give me topics that you, go and comment. As you're watching now, comment a topic that you want me to do a video on. I asked you people, give me topics to do video on, answer. Okay, so I've said that I might have to do a video on social capital, networking and stuff. But I wrote a book. The name of the book is Luster. You can Google it. Just type Emmanuel Faith Luster. It's very affordable, 2,000 or something. It's on seller on Kobo. If you read that book, it will answer every question you have about personal branding, because I've seen another question on personal branding. Personal branding, digital presence online, networking, all those questions you would find it. So buy Luster today. Luster. Say Luster. Luster. Yeah. How am I able to keep up with having a lot of amazing friends and acquaintances? The answer is in that book too. I am curious to know this because I want to have them. Sorry, go and read my book. Thank you. I'm sorry guys, I'm actually rushing because I want to answer like very core HR questions. How do you deal with a colleague that throws you under the bus? Yes, I want to address this. This one is hard. And I'm open to suggestions. So you guys, if you are like senior, you're very senior and you're watching this, please leave a comment. So luckily for me, I am grateful for my short career. Luckily for me, I have not worked under a manager that threw me under the bus before. So I kind of just win the good grace of my manager. All glory to God, who grants us favor. But I feel like if you're in this situation, so of course you don't want to start by calling your manager out. You want to start by connecting, and this is always good, especially if you work in a big organization. Have people in your company that are like your sponsors, people that you can talk to your manager. Now, the situation can be dicey because the manager can now come and say, yeah, so you reported me to this person. So have a conversation. For example, say your manager took your shine in a meeting. After the stuff, you're like, oh, that was an amazing presentation. However, I worked on this, and I felt that it would have been nice if you gave me that credit or if you mentioned my name in the meeting, that kind of thing. So have conversations. You can have reviews with your manager's manager, your manager's colleague and stuff, but yeah, I've not been in that situation before, like I said, so I don't know how exactly to answer it. I'm totally open to people's suggestions, but there's someone I think you should watch, Carla Harris. Her name is Carla Harris. Carla is spelled Carlaharris. So Carla Harris, just type her name in YouTube, and I'm very sure like this is her core. If you've watched my video on top 10 books you should read, go and watch it. I'll put the link. She's one of the people I mentioned, so I know she has addressed things like this before. What other question do I have here? I really want to run this up before my director shoots me. I've answered this. How do I balance social and work life? I don't balance, bro. I don't balance. Sometimes I work, sometimes I go social. For example, November has been like that social month for me. I was at Shout out to Yellow Life. Yellow Life, I'm giving you people free PR. I was at Tech Online last week. This Saturday I have a wedding. Then I have Career Body Hangouts. Please come for it. Then I have Network and Shop, organized with my true friends, Sheyo Lani and Precious Enyayeka. Please be there. It's at Beirut Lawn VI Saturday. Okay, you cannot be there because this video will be published after Saturday. Anyway, but like I don't balance it. I just live, right? I work when it's time to work, and when my brain is telling me that guy is time to shut down, I shut down and I have fun. What obstacles? Hey, big English, Leleo. You have encountered obstacles in this? Yes, I have. How did I pull through? I'm very resilient. I feel like one of the top 5 adjectives that describes me is resilience. So I could be lazy. People don't know this. My inner circle know I'm very lazy. But if I say, oh, tonight I want to break my iPhone, I will break it. I will not break my iPhone in Jesus' name. But you know what I mean? So example, I don't know if I should say this on camera or not. Okay, I can say it on camera. Everybody knows I want to work with Netflix, and it doesn't mean I will leave Cowrywise next year or something. It just means that like one of my dream companies to work is Netflix. And I remember one of my friends was like, Faith, you're not serious now. If you are serious, I know that you can get into Netflix next year. And I'm not bragging, it's right. I know that there is attrition and global people and lay people off. But if I want to get into Netflix before the end of next year, by God's grace, I will get into Netflix. So I'm that resilient when I want to get something done. So when I wanted to go into HR, I just told you how I read like 180 articles. Let me tell you one of the things I did. And I think I mentioned it in my video, that HR video. So every Saturday, I will send code message to 20 HR professionals. Do you know what that means? Like I open LinkedIn, type out 20 names, top HRs, and I send them a message. Like so in like 6 months, I'd reached out to over 200 HR professionals. In fact, some of them know my name now because they remember that I'd reached out to them before. I'm that resilient. So I'm very resilient, very resilient. I think that I have, at the surface, answered all questions. There was someone that asked a question. I don't think I can answer it yet. So you are confused about picking a role, career dreams, corporate comms, marketing comms, clinical. I'm sorry. If you are this person, please send me a DM. Let's talk. Thank you so much for staying thus far. We're almost done. I think this is the last question. There are 1 or 2 other questions, but like I said, by the way, thank you so much for filling the form. It means a lot to me. If you sent a question that I did not respond to, it's either because it's in one of my videos that I've done, so go and check my YouTube channel, or it's in a book that I've written. So I've written Luster. I've written a lot of books, but like Luster, I feel like if you buy Luster, you would read it. I've also written Chronicles of an Intern. Maybe I should talk about it. I wrote it for interns and like recent graduates, but I feel like, and it's very affordable, guys, 1,000 naira. Just Google Emmanuel Fred Chronicles of an Intern. It's available on Sell and Cobocos. I like Sell and Cobocos. I like those platforms. So yeah, so if you ask me a question and I don't answer, it's probably because I've done a video about it, I've written a book about it. So yeah, if I could take, what advice, so I really like this. These are the last set of questions. 1, what advice do I have for HR professionals? Be humane and know your stakeholders. When I round up, I'll talk about that. So be humane and know your stakeholders. And sometimes your stakeholders might be the facility manager. Might be, imagine that for example, you guys, you're not remote, you're hybrid or physical, fully physical, and your facility manager did not sweep the office. Maybe went to drink the night before. Can you imagine how disgusting that would be? Internet providers are a major stakeholder. I remember one day, when he was on Slack. Annoyingly, I was not even in the office. I went for a training. I just saw a message on Slack. Our CEO just said, guys, what's wrong with the internet? And people started responding, our internet has been trashy, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was like, am I supposed to attend to internet too? So internet providers can be a major stakeholder, right? So my first advice is know your stakeholder, the major and the minor. Management is a big stakeholder, no matter how nice your ideas are, especially if you're an HR in startup, this is very specific for you. If the management don't buy into your idea, brought up amazing ideas and okay, we are not ready for this now. And I also suggested amazing idea and the management backed it and it was amazing, it was successful. One of our most amazing, I said I'm not sharing it confidential. We have a lot of policies, I mean we can talk about it. I'm selling Cowrywise, right? One of the most amazing policies that probably implemented is, car loan policy, we have anniversary. We have a lot of things that like I pitch to the management and they buy it and we implement. So yeah. Know your stakeholders, all of them, the major and minor ones. The second one is like just be human. Don't stress people. Something funny happened. So we have a leave called compassionate leave. So one of our staff got married. So we don't have something that like caters for that yet. It's something we are still working on. And that's another thing you have to learn. If you're an HR enthusiast and you're watching this video, or you're an HR in a startup and you're working with this video, you cannot get it all at once. Like, you have to give yourself time. So that's one thing I've also learned over the last 2 years. You will know you make mistakes and you learn from that, you move them. And like sometimes situation arises and you're like, oh my god, I didn't make provision for this situation. We have someone join us. Okay, so I have to rush, guys. So yeah, if I were to take back the hands of time, what will I do differently? It's very funny, but I won't work with a startup. That's like the first thing. So I feel like I probably should have continued on my GE pedestal. So GE was good because I had global visibility. So like I work with people in sub-Saharan Africa. I mean, of course, I started in Nigeria. I work with people in Lagos, then work with people in Abuja, and that's the thing. Like when you do good work, more work comes from you, but also good people speak for you. So I worked on projects across sub-Saharan Africa. I feel like I do not regret joining startup because the experience I've garnered in the last 2 years, I'm not bragging, but it's immense. I probably can compete with someone who has 6-7 years experience because like I've done a lot of things in so little time. So I think that's one thing I would do differently. Secondly, maybe I'll not have written a CIPM. CIPM is good, but maybe I've just started out writing international certification. I would CIPM because Nigerian professionals actually recognize CIPM, like it's a big deal to them. But also maybe I would just teach CIPM and done that. What's the third thing if I were to take back a lot of time? Honestly, I feel like I did a lot of things right, or I've done a lot of things right, to be honest. So maybe I'll have continued with the multinational. I also, all my friends know, I mean, even people at Cowrywise know that I still want to go back to a multinational. It might be 5 years time, might be 6 years time, might be 2 years time, you never can tell. I intentionally did not say it might be next year. But yeah, so I think that's the only thing. I think pretty much I've had a good HR journey. So yeah, if you have gotten here, you are the OG. So this surprise is for you. Hey Jesus, where's my award? Okay. So guys, remember this. Remember that I said that 2 years ago, this was the mantra, right? The mantra was to build the best place to work, right? It's almost 2 years after, and this really means a lot to me, a whole lot. Can you guess what it is? So on September, where is the date? On September 28th, we were awarded this by LinkedIn. Yes, we were listed as one of the top 10 startups to work in Nigeria. Now that's really huge because according to Disruptive Africa, there are at least 489 startups in Nigeria, right? So to be among the top 10 startups to work in Nigeria, it's a big deal. And this is just a testament to the amazing work that we are doing at Cowrywise. Amazing work that I did at Cowrywise. Yes, I can say that, right? So yeah, that's it, guys. This is where we started from 2 years ago, and this is where we are now. This video is already long. I have a lot of other things to say, but I really loved my 2 years at Cowrywise. I'm super excited about it, and I look forward to many more years, and within Cowrywise, after Cowrywise. Yeah, thank you for watching so far. Please share this video. Please ask me more questions on that. I might do a subsequent. This was not planned, guys. This was rushed. My director was available. I was available. I was like, oh, let's shoot. So yeah, I might do a subsequent videos answering more questions. You never can tell. But thank you for watching so far. Please like, share. I need views. Thank you. Share, like, comment, send me money. And by the time you are watching this, I will have booked my leave, and the next day I'll be going on leave. So send me money. I want to go to Kenya or Rwanda. Anyway, thank you guys for watching so far. It's your boy Emmanuel Fred. It's my 2nd year anniversary at Cowrywise. See you in my next video. Guys, I know I said in my last video, my next video will be exciting. So it's that next video. It's just, guys, it's amable. Subscribe so that you'll be the first. Now, should I give you a hint? It's about relationship status. So you have to subscribe. That's amable. Yeah, so see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.